Do you ever feel like you're giving someone who lives next to a river a cup of tap water? You think you're giving someone something valuable, but then you realize you've been missing the ocean that was right there the whole time? Stay with me. This story is about to change everything you think you know about value, perception, and what you think you need. Welcome to the Metaphor Mindset, where old wisdom and new psychology come together. Today, we're going deep. Imagine this. There is a couple somewhere in the vast, harsh desert. We can call them Sam and Riley. They don't have any money. Not just broke. Like, I can't afford the new iPhone broke. We're talking about being so broke that they have to sleep outside. Their tent is falling apart. They eat whatever they can find, and every day is a lesson in how to stay alive. Riley has had enough one night. The anger boils over. Sam, look at us. Everyone else is doing great and living their best lives, while we're here counting grains of sand like they're gold coins. We don't even have enough food. Our family stays away from us. People literally cross the street to get away from us. This isn't living. It's barely existing. Sam, who is always thinking about things, takes a deep breath. Riley, when are you going to stop going after what everyone else has? Most of our lives are already over. Why waste what we have left worrying about what we don't have? Look at the birds. They sing at dawn even though they don't know where their next meal will come from. Hawks have faith that the universe will give them what they need. Even the tiniest animals don't have to deal with this constant worry. But Riley doesn't want it. Don't act like a wise guru when your stomach is as empty as mine. You talk about being happy like it's a superpower, but what have you done? You keep saying that having nothing has brought you peace, but I think that doing nothing has brought you peace. Sam, there's a difference between giving up and accepting, and now things get interesting. Sam understands something deep in that moment. When you're in a relationship with someone, love sometimes means putting your pride aside and really listening. Sam says, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" Riley's eyes light up. There is a leader in the big city who is very kind and fair. People all over the world know him for being helpful. People say he has changed families that were having a hard time overnight. He gives without being asked. Please, if you could just get to him and show him we exist. Sam thinks about it. But I can't just show up with nothing. I need something, a reason to be there, or a present. Riley looks around their empty house and gets an idea. We have water. We have this jug of clean rainwater that we got. Water that is clean is worth its weight in gold in the desert. Give it to him. Tell him that this is all we have and that we're giving him our most valuable resource. Now, here's something that Sam and Riley don't know. What city are they going to? It's right next to a big, full river. We're talking about water that is crystal clear and goes on forever. But they don't know this. They think their little jug of rainwater is a treasure. Sam wraps this water jug like it's the crown jewels. Carefully, with great care, protecting every drop. The trip is hard. Walking through the heat for days, sleeping on the ground, and keeping an eye on this valuable cargo. Sam is scared of thieves, of dropping it, and of the jug breaking. This water stands for everything. Their hope, their future, and their way out of a bad life. Finally, after what seems like forever, Sam gets to the city, and the palace is unlike anything Sam has ever seen. The buildings are stunning. There are real fountains with water flowing all over the place. People are washing, drinking, and partying with water as if it were endless. Then Sam sees it. The stream. This huge, beautiful river runs right through the middle of the city. There are so many fish and boats on it that people don't even think about it. Sam's heart sinks. This precious jug of rainwater, which was carefully moved across the desert, suddenly seems silly, even embarrassing. It's like bringing a dollar bill as a gift to a billionaire's house. But this is where the story changes. Sam is greeted at the gates by the ruler's advisors. They're nice and really warm. They don't laugh. They don't make fun of. They say, "Welcome, traveler," instead. "We can tell you've made a lot of progress." They get what Sam doesn't, and what Sam is just starting to understand right away. They take Sam to see the kind leader, and Sam, with a shaky voice, hands over the water jug. "I know this seems small. I know there is a river right outside your door. But this is all I have. This means everything to me." I wanted to give it to you because the journey to you taught me something I didn't expect to learn. The leader leans forward, interested. And what is that? I thought I was giving you something useful. I thought my lack of money was the problem. But the real problem was how I saw things. I've lived next to rivers my whole life, but I couldn't see them because I was too busy looking at my empty jug. Let's stop for a moment and connect this old story to your life today. Because this story, it's not really about the water. It's about how people think there isn't enough of something when there really is. Neuroscience reveals intriguing insights. Our brains tend to focus on negative things. We are literally wired to pay attention to what we don't have, what we don't have, and what we don't have. It's a way for evolution to help people survive. People who were overly worried about dangers and shortages lived longer than those who were casually hopeful. But the problem in today's world is that the survival mechanism keeps us stuck in a mindset of scarcity, even when we have a lot of things. Consider social media. When you look at Instagram, it seems like everyone is happier, richer, and more successful. You're Riley, looking at your worn-out tent, while everyone else seems to be living in castles. You don't see that they're also scrolling, comparing, and feeling like they're not good enough. The research on social comparison theory shows that we are always comparing ourselves to other people, which makes us unhappy. What psychologists call relative deprivation is shown by the water jug. You feel poor not because of what you have, but because of what you think you don't have compared to other people. Sam and Riley had water, a place to stay, and each other, but they felt poor because they thought everyone else had more than they did. This is the most important part, where modern psychology meets ancient wisdom. Research on gratitude and mindset shows that people who focus on what they already have and where they are right now are much happier with their lives than people who are always looking for the next thing. It's not about being overly positive or acting like problems don't exist. It's about changing the way you think. When Sam got to that city and saw the river, he could have reacted in one of two ways. 1, feeling bad and ashamed. I'm so dumb for bringing water to a place with a river. 2, getting more knowledge. I've been carrying water across deserts when I should have been looking for rivers, or realizing I already had one. The kind leader in this story is more than just a rich person who helps others. He stands for the universe's abundance and the chances that come when we change our thinking from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Carol Dweck's research on growth versus fixed mindsets shows that people who think resources can grow instead of being limited do much better. But let's be realistic, because philosophy is just mental decoration if it doesn't have a purpose. How do you go from carrying water jugs to knowing what rivers are? First, check your jugs. What are you holding on to, protecting, or obsessing over that might be keeping you from seeing bigger chances? It could be a job you hate but won't leave because you think it's safe. Maybe you're tired of being in a relationship, but you're scared of being alone. You might think that you're not good enough and that your small gifts don't matter. Those are the jugs of water you have. Second, look for rivers. Look for abundance in your life on purpose. This isn't some kind of woo-woo talk about manifestation. It's cognitive behavioral therapy. When you tell your reticular activating system to look for them, it will literally start showing you opportunities you've been missing. Every morning, if you tell yourself, I'm broke and struggling, your brain will find proof. Your brain will look for those instead if you say, I'm resourceful and there are opportunities. Third, go on the trip anyway. Even if what you have to give seems small, even if you think everyone else has more. Sam's trip wasn't for nothing. The change happened because people tried, showed up, and were brave enough to give something. This is known as behavioral activation in psychology. Action builds momentum, and momentum leads to change. The ironic thing about this story is that by the time Sam got to the palace, the water jug didn't matter anymore. The most important things were the willingness to try, the bravery to be seen, and the humility to realize that feeling inadequate is often just a story we tell ourselves. The ruler didn't help Sam because of the water. Sam got help from the ruler because he came. And here's the last twist that old storytellers knew but we often forget. There was always a river. There was plenty of it before Sam got there. The kindness was already coming. All Sam had to do was get in its way. How many rivers are flowing in your life right now that you can't see because you're too busy taking care of your jug? So here's your homework from the metaphor mindset. Find one water jug that you've been carrying. One thing you think makes you not good enough or not worthy. One thing you think you don't have that is shaping your story. Then think about what river might already be flowing nearby that you haven't seen because you're too focused on what's in your hands. If this story made you think about your life in a new way, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. We're just getting started on this journey from jugs to rivers. Give this to someone who needs to hear it, like someone who's been carrying their water jug across deserts when they could be swimming in plenty. Leave a comment about what your water jug is, and let's make a community of people who are ready to let go of scarcity and let things flow. I come here every week with stories that change how you think and open up new possibilities. Remember that your worth isn't in what you have, but in where you're willing to go.